everybody. Welcome to Behind the Scenes for Right on SC. We just got off the air talking about, what were we talking about? Envy. We're just talking about envy. This is part of the 7 Deadly Sins series, talking about envy. A couple of questions that are still there in the show notes, the bottom of the show notes, things to ask yourself when you're writing a character that has jealousy. Again, we always want to avoid the cliche, right? So we had asked, is their jealousy justified? And then the next question I think is really interesting too is how do they express the jealousy? And there's just a number of ways they can do this. My favorite way that people express jealousy is to be overly supportive and overly helpful. Like, yay, look how amazing this person is and what a great accomplishment this person's been able to do. And there's a lot of sort of gushing and promotion of that, even though it's all sort of eaten up with jealousy.
Yeah.
So I like that a lot because then when you get the character to flip and actually harm your main character or harm the person that they're jealous of, it feels like a surprise because this whole time they've been so supportive of this relationship. They've been so supportive of your career or your achievement or whatever. And now suddenly they've sabotaged and you wonder, but where was that? Where is that coming from?
Right.
And it's because they've been expressing their jealousy with an overt hide. They're intentionally hiding their jealousy. So I like that way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why Iago does it.
Yes. That is exactly the Iago approach. The last questions here, is jealousy part of their personality or is it a fleeting emotion? And then how does he or she resolve or plan to resolve the feeling of jealousy? So you talked about this in Wrath, having this kind of long, drawn-out plan to enact revenge of some kind. So if you think about envy and acting on envy, if you're going to take everything from that person, does it need to be this kind of long, drawn-out chess match kind of plan? Or can it simply be from the spur of the moment you realize you have an opportunity to sabotage them, and so the character takes that opportunity to do it?
It all depends on what kind of a story you're writing. I mean, how ridiculous you're going to make it.
There's their answer. The "it depends" answer.
That
we
really
didn't get that
does
the entire
depend.
time we're on the air just now.
Okay, well, it really does depend.
On what?
Maybe the length of the novel.
Length of the story.
Yeah, the length of the story. The shorter the story, the less motivation you can show.
Yeah.
More generic, over the top, maybe. That character will have to be to stand out.
I think in a short story, when you see the sabotage or when you see that moment of destruction, to get to that place, we have to already like the saboteur. We have to be okay. And then when they do that thing, you got to go, I didn't expect it. And then we get the exposition that explains why.
Well, that's what you get with a lot of the anti-heroes, at least the classic ones, like Richard III.
That we support this bad decision they're making.
Well, we're wrapped up in it because we can't get away. The more we're reading, the more we voluntarily watch it, the more complicit we become in his actions, because by viewing it, we support it.
Yes.
All right?
Make your readers complicit in your jealous character's sabotage of the person of whom they're jealous.
Like in House of Cards, too. All right?
Yeah, we didn't talk about House of Cards. There's a lot
not.
of envy in House of Cards.
Oh, yeah.
And a desperation to maintain status. I think that's part of it, too, is we did talk a little bit about this in Greed, where we said people are going to be insatiable. Nothing's ever enough. But I think envy has this, too, where you have a character that once they get what they want, they still want more. And that can be... It can be exhausting, but you also know they're going to get what they deserve. So there's a sense of catharsis when they do finally get punished. All right. All good things to think about. Thank you for supporting the show. We appreciate you. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next week.